Got newlywed star Jessica Simpson, plus latest Survivor castaway Lillian. And later this week, don't miss Uma Thurman and George Clooney. Dave's all new all this week.
Denny's has 3 new complete breakfasts. Try the meat lovers with ham, sausage, and bacon. A country fried steak with hot biscuits. Or the savory smoked sausage breakfast. All 3 come with fluffy buttermilk pancakes for just $4.99. Denny's, a good place to sit and eat.
To exfoliate your skin every day, would you use something rough or something that polishes gently? Dove's new exfoliating bar with tiny beads and a quarter moisturizing lotion. Fresh skin daily.
Daisy Lowendahl has written dozens of thrilling crime novels.
Thank you for coming tonight.
But next Sunday, she's about to live one.
Get out.
Detective Sergeant, State Police.
A half-crazed kid broke into my house and you let him go.
A world premiere movie.
You don't seem like a cop.
You made up the game.
Candace Bergen.
If it's a game, we both play.
Footsteps. CBS next Sunday. The only witness to a murder is a 7-year-old girl.
Mommy, can't do it!
Come with me now, Molly.
Do it!
But is putting her on the stand going too far?
This is not juvenile court. Yes, I know. This is Protect the Murdering Mother's Civil Rights Court.
All new Judging Amy, CBS Tuesday.
Monday, Dave's got newlywed star Jessica Simpson, plus the latest Survivor castaway. And later this week, don't miss Uma Thurman and George Clooney. Dave's all new all this week. Now your local news.
On the Channel 3 News tonight, soldiers stuck in Iraq. As some try to come home, others leave for a tour of duty. Also, friends of Fred Tuttle remember the man with a plan, plus how you can compete in a Survivor Challenge, and who will kiss the cow at this year's Milk Bowl.
Channel 3, WCAX, Burlington. This is the Channel 3 News.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Darren Perrin. The delays continue for some Army reservists trying to get home to New Hampshire from Iraq. The group has been promised a little R&R, but their leave time has been put on hold. And as Randall Pinkston reports, by the time they do get to come home, some won't be going back.
He never comes home, and me and my mom are mad too.
5-year-old Michael Enzavino's dad missed his birthday this year. Sergeant Scott Enzavino is with the 368 Combat Engineer Battalion, a reserve unit from New Hampshire that's had a confusing time finding out whether they'll get leave and when it begins.
Everything changes with our information from week to week.
As soldiers began arriving home from Iraq last month, reservists in Kuwait were at first told their R&R plans would be put on hold. Then, after complaints from the home front, they were told they would be getting leave after all.
He said he'll believe it when he gets on the plane.
Catherine Enzavino says her husband tells her the confusion over leave time and how long they'll be overseas is taking a toll.
The morale was extremely low. A lot of his people did not want to re-enlist. I know 5 off the top of my head that were very military. They love it. They love what they do.
Uncertainty, she says, is the biggest problem dogging her husband's unit since they left home in February.
There's no plan in effect, none for them, which is unusual.
She does know that her husband's 6-month tour in the Iraq theater has been extended to a year, which means he should be home for good in time for their son's next birthday.
The Army lays the confusion over leave time to a communications breakdown between headquarters and unit commanders. The bottom line, we're told, is that everyone who serves for 12 months in the Iraq war zone gets a 15-day leave, eventually. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, New York.
Well, as New Hampshire soldiers try to get home, New York soldiers are being shipped off to Iraq. It's the first time since World War II that New York National Guard troops have been sent overseas. Jack LeDuc was there as families said goodbye.
Under a fluttering flag, families and soldiers met to say goodbye just before the troops got their marching orders Sunday. Farewell scenes like this have been taking place across the state as nearly 700 guardsmen are being deployed to Iraq. Most are from the 2nd Battalion of the 108th Light Infantry Brigade. Keeping in touch with the soldiers will be important.
Be writing him as much as I can when he's in Fort Drum, and then as soon as he gets over there, maybe email be the fastest way to get a hold of him, but letters whenever we can.
The men have been expecting the move for about 2 months. Final orders came this week. At Fort Drum, the troops will be toughened up with lots of physical training and marching. Keeping the morale of the troops high is important for some when writing them.
It'll be a happy tone because I don't want him thinking we're feeling really sad for him, but we know he's coming home for Christmas and it's going to be okay for him.
Group hugs brought the families of the soldiers closer together as they prepared to leave on the buses that will take them to Fort Drum, arriving there early this evening.
The battalion will probably remain in Fort Drum until after Christmas before leaving for Iraq. They have not been told where in Iraq they will be going or what unit they will be stationed with. Jack Leduc, Channel 3 News in Morrisonville.
An Israeli air raid on Syria has triggered an emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council. Israel claims the attack targeted a terrorist training camp, but Syrian officials called it blatant military aggression. The Security Council meeting was adjourned after delegates said they needed time to consult with their governments. The U.S. ambassador called for both sides to keep from heightening tensions in the region. Howard Dean's pursuit of the presidency is taking him to college campuses across the country. Dean's 9-city Generation Dean Raise the Roots tour started Friday at Howard University in Washington and will end tomorrow at the University of New Hampshire. Dean has been popular among young voters. At the University of Oklahoma, he told college students to get out and vote.
The younger generation is not inactive at all. The reason the younger generation hasn't voted is because we have not given them a reason to vote. And now we're going to do that.
Dean has attracted a lot of student support because he opposes the war in Iraq and favors more funding for social programs and health care. With only one day left before voters head to the polls, the California recall race is heating up. 4 more women have come forward with allegations of being groped by Arnold Schwarzenegger, bringing the total to 15 and giving his opponents ammunition against the Republican. Schwarzenegger says the allegations are untrue, but a recent poll shows that voters who want to recall Governor Gray Davis has fallen to 44% since the reports of sexual misconduct. Vermonters opposed to abortion met in Montpelier today. Fall foliage tourists were greeted by about 24 opponents who stood silently on the State House lawn. This event was staged to coincide with the 30th anniversary of the Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision that legalized abortion.
This is not a rally or a celebration. It's evidence that we acknowledge by the signs what has been the consequence of Roe v. Wade and silently testify to that. I don't know if it'll be overturned. In the meanwhile, the debate should be that every American should go take a look at what that opinion, and I say opinion in every sense of the definition, that opinion did to America.
The group acknowledged their view may not be popular. In fact, some who witnessed the protest took issue with the signs and started shouting at the group. Pope John Paul II has named 3 new saints. At the Vatican today, the ailing Pope extended his saint-making record by canonizing 3 men who worked as missionaries in the 19th century. Also this weekend, the Pope met with the new Archbishop of Canterbury. He voiced his opposition to the Episcopal Church's election of its first openly gay bishop. Some Vermont inmates will be locked up in Springfield starting tomorrow. The new state prison in Springfield opened at the end of September, and the first prisoners move in on Monday. The $34 million facility took 5 years to complete. It will eventually house 350 inmates. State officials say the goal is to reduce overcrowding at Vermont's other correctional facilities. It's becoming a pain to find payphones in Vermont. The state's largest telephone company has pulled the plug on hundreds of payphones. Verizon has about 2,100 left in Vermont. That's down about 800 from 2 years ago. The company says fewer people are using payphones because more consumers have cell phones, and it doesn't pay the company to keep them in service. Dan joins us now for a check on the weather and kind of a mixed bag today, Dan.
I know, a mix of sun and clouds, but I had to dodge a few raindrops out there today, and I'm certainly seeing some cool temperatures out there tonight. As the skies are clearing out, we are seeing temperatures beginning to tumble around the region. Now already 37 in Saranac Lake, 37 in St. Johnsbury, 39 in Rutland. Temperatures getting well into the 30s tonight. In fact, probably some upper 20s across parts of the Adirondacks and Northeast Kingdom, but we'll be seeing a bit of a warm-up as we go through the next couple of days. Our first forecast tonight, partly to mostly clear skies. Low temperatures dropping down between 28 and 36 degrees. And for tomorrow, certainly a chilly start, but then we'll see partly sunny skies. Just a chance for an afternoon shower. High temperatures back up around 48 to 54. Now the sunshine returns for the middle of the week, getting warmer after that. 5-day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Dan. And still ahead tonight, a farewell to Fred.
He's like me, and so people never felt intimidated. They would always come up to him and talk to him or get his autograph or kiss him.
Friends remember Fred Tuttle. Also, a motorist escaped serious injury after hitting a huge black bear. Stay tuned.
All across New York, small businesses, working people, and their families finally have quality health insurance they can afford, thanks to Healthy New York.
My job doesn't offer health insurance, but I need coverage.
And now it's more affordable than ever, with lower premiums, more choices, and it's easier to qualify.
Keeping working families and small businesses stronger and healthier. That's Healthy New York.
To find out if you qualify, call 1-866-HELP.
It's easy to see why scientists think winter is responsible for the evolutionary design of this somewhat odd-looking but very successful northern animal. Bill Silliker Jr. is one of the best-known moose photographers in the field.
The thing to look for is movement, or something that looks out of place. If a moose sticks its head out, it doesn't seem to fit with the woods after you've seen enough of them. It just sort of looks a little different. But you don't look for the whole moose usually, because they're not going to show up all at once. They stick their head out just like you and I do. Stick their toe in the water.
He spent enough time around moose to know them quite well, and to earn him the nickname, the Moose Man.
The bull moose in particular has lost a lot of weight chasing girls around, and by about the end of October, that's over. For survival, they don't need the antlers anymore. The antlers are really for the mating ritual stuff and battling with another bull and that kind of stuff. So by winter, they got to drop those. They can weigh 60, 70 pounds. It comes off in two pieces. You know, there's a right and a left side, and they're on pedicles or pedicels, whatever you want to pronounce it, and they grow attached to that, and they'll come loose there. And sometimes you will see a moose with one antler, like walking around. When it gets snow in it, I think it could weigh a lot. I wouldn't want to be going through the woods with it.
With their exceptionally long legs, moose have little trouble getting around in deep snow.
They seem to like the mountains up here, and I think, speculation again, but there's less snow, it blows away more, they can get at more food. They're not impeded by snow, but again, unless it's really deep.
Like deer, moose are inclined to stay in relatively small areas during winter, conserving energy and fully taking advantage of good foraging habitat before moving on. But animals don't have a monopoly on resourcefulness in surviving winter. Plants have no choice but to stay and face the rigors. Reeser Manley is a botanist with the University of Maine who specializes in winter stress.
Our northern hardwood trees and our northern conifers will easily withstand temperatures that, at their maximum hardiness, they can survive temperatures of minus 40 degrees. That same organism, that same tree in the summer would be damaged and perhaps even killed by a mild frost. It's a tremendous physiological and biochemical change that occurs as the plant moves from the growing season through fall and into winter that results in this really deep cold hardiness that protects them through the winter.
That if we were to take a twig with buds in the beginning of August and freeze that, bring it to just to the freezing point, it would die. You do that a month later, beginning of September, and it is probably able to stand down to about minus 10 degrees Celsius, so somewhere around 12 Fahrenheit. Something's happened. It's the same twig, it's the same buds. things like membrane permeability have changed. There have been actual changes within each individual cell. And that is a very, very important change to take place.
So many plants, including deciduous and hardwood trees, have ways to avoid freezing.
The other thing that happens is that as water is lost outside the membrane, is that the concentration of sugars and other what are known as solutes, things like potassium ions, become more and more concentrated. And just as we use salt on roads to melt snow, or in fact to stop it from freezing, so that concentration of solutes in the cell lower the freezing point.
The first thing we have to understand is a process that we call supercooling, where it's possible that the water in the tissue of the plant will go below what we consider to be typically the freezing point, either 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius, and yet that water in these tissues will not freeze. It's amazing to me to realize that the water in some plant tissues can get down to -40 before it actually freezes. And that if you look at the northern limit for many of our deciduous hardwoods, it is the line that you could draw where temperatures typically stay warmer than -40 degrees. The freezing event that occurs at -40 is catastrophic. It's immediately lethal to the tissue. And so while the tree is successful in avoiding freezing down to -40, if it encounters freezing, it's killed. And so we can really define the northern limits in the range of many of our deciduous trees by this phenomena that we call supercooling, where water in the living tissue is actually remaining in the liquid state even at extremely cold temperatures. Conifers, on the other hand, which we find growing well into northern latitudes where temperatures fall below -40, are using a different mechanism. They are actually tolerating the formation of ice in their tissues, but not inside the living cells. That ice is growing in the spaces between cells, and it's growing at the expense of water in the cells. That is, water is moving through the cell membranes and moving through the cell walls, and it's feeding this ever-increasing ice mass. Interestingly enough, some of the same antifreeze proteins that are found in cold water fishes, for example, and insects can be found in many plants.
Plants become cold hardy very slowly. Each frost enables them to tolerate lower temperatures. But that's not the case at the end of the winter when there's an unseasonal series of freezes and thaws.
The loss of cold hardiness seems to be a more abrupt event, and this is why we often run into problems in late winter when our plants are fully dormant, fully cold hardy, and then suddenly we have a late winter warming spell, and we often even see buds start to break. We see visual symptoms that plants are coming out of their deep dormancy, but also they're losing this cold hardiness, and they're losing it rather quickly. And then a late winter or early spring freezing event of only moderate intensity can be very damaging because they've lost that ability to protect themselves. It's a step-by-step process going into the winter. It's a more abrupt process coming out of the winter. And plants are often rudely awakened in spring.
Botanists are becoming increasingly concerned with the more extreme freezes and thaws we're experiencing in the middle of winter. When there's a loss of snow cover in winter, soil temperatures and root cells get much colder than they normally would.
The question really is, just how cold can roots get before they're damaged?
Compared to plants and animals, humans seem to be the least tolerant of long winters and cold temperatures.
We're incredibly badly adapted. We've got these long appendages, and we've got these tiny little feet and hands on the end, but those tiny little feet and hands have got long, narrow fingers. We lose a tremendous amount of heat. The only way in which human beings have adapted to winter is because of their intelligence. We're wearing our intelligence.
The most effective natural mechanism we have for minimizing heat loss is constriction of the blood vessels close to the surface of our skin. which in turn reduces skin temperature. This mechanism is especially effective in our fingers and toes. It's a bit like the heat exchange mechanism in some animals, but the range of temperature reduction in our extremities rarely approaches that seen in the appendages of animals. But we're a little better than most organisms at generating heat. Increased muscle activity, either voluntary or even by shivering, is our most effective way to warm ourselves up. Vigorous exercise can increase our heat production as much as 10 times. And shivering can raise our metabolic rate 5 times. Even before shivering, a measurable increase in muscle tone occurs, often felt as a tightening of the neck and shoulder muscles. This alone can double our heat production. But when it's very cold, exercise has its own downsides.
There are a lot of things that we still don't do that are absolutely critical, so as not to get cold, but not to get wet because of our own perspiration. The moment you start to exercise, then it's a question of keeping whatever insulation you're wearing dry. The moment it gets wet, you're in trouble.
Here at the Army Mountain Warfare School in Jericho, Vermont, soldiers are learning how to conquer a wall of ice.
The smarter people have figured out ways of clothing us that maintains our limited body heat as it is. So we are able to deal with it. And that's what these guys are really here for, is to learn how to operate in these conditions. For these guys, we're still in this is pretty much the crawl phase. They haven't even gotten to the walk phase yet. This is, for a very large majority of these people, this is their first ever ice climb. First experience whatsoever on ice with crampons and ice tools. This is one of very few schools that the military provides us, and there's a school in California that the Marines run. And we're the only two schools that provide this type of training for the United States military. And we have soldiers coming from all over the country to experience what it takes to operate in mountain and cold weather environments so that they're better able to go off and do their missions wherever it may call for them.
Because of our technological ingenuity, we're able to withstand the worst winter has to offer. And given a little time to get acclimated, our bodies can actually increase our tolerance to cold.
The dominant theme in biology, I guess, is diversity, and there are just incredible numbers of different ways of doing it, and slight predispositions in one way or another. That's how evolution works. And the initial step might be just a very small one, but once you get going in a trajectory, then it becomes amplified.
I think it's so important, especially if you live in northern New England, to understand that the winter, yeah, it's a time of rest for a lot of creatures, but lots going on out there.
So, is there one perfect solution to surviving winter? The answer is, there are many solutions. The natural world has come up with an impressive array of adaptations that we are just beginning to understand and appreciate. I'm Linda Greenlaw. Thanks for joining me on this quest. Your journey towards science is just beginning. Make your next destination mainpbs.org. Investigate your world today.
You're watching viewer-supported Vermont Public Television, where you belong.
Soviet spies stealing American secrets.
They thought their code was unbreakable.
Their most dangerous spy walked free. How did America break the perfect code? Secrets, lies, and atomic spies, next time on Nova.
Don't miss it, Tuesday evening at 8.
During World War II, prisoners in the Terezin concentration camp risked their lives to sing Verdi's Requiem Mass.
It's very difficult to sing when you're hungry.
In a world premiere performance, the Oregon Symphony and the Portland Opera Chorus present a tribute to the hopeful and defiant spirit of Terezin's inmates.
We must sing to them what we cannot say to them.
Don't miss it, Wednesday night at 8 on Vermont Public Television.
Experience the passion of live theater at UVM's Royal Tyler Theater. Call today and buy a season's subscription to experience the great plays lined up for the upcoming season. From the sophisticated art of dining to the moving Remember the Children Terezin and the surreal metamorphosis with a large pool of water right on stage, a breathtaking range of the human condition will be on stage at the Royal Tyler Theater. Call 802-656-2094 for your subscription to the full season and experience the passion for yourself. Presented with media support from Vermont Public Television.
VPT Cooks. Vermont Harvest celebrates the wonderful recipes that can be prepared using locally grown products. Sweet corn, berries, and squash are just a few of the ingredients that will be used in recipes demonstrated by local growers. And of course, with apple picking season just around the corner, we'll feature a number of apple recipes as well. Everything tastes better when you pick your own or buy fresh produce locally. VPT Cooks Vermont Harvest, live September 2nd at 7:30, only on VPT.
Attention VPT members, Vermont Public Television is evolving, and now so can you. Now you can download your monthly journal right off the VPT website. Just log on to vpt.org, click on the e-journal icon and download. It's that easy. Along with the convenience of getting your journal online, you'll be helping VPT save money on printing and postage, earmarking more of your membership dollars for quality programming on VPT. So join us for an evolution. Log on to vpt.org and sign up for eJournal online.
BBC World News International on Vermont Public Television is brought to you in part by Heritage Print and Copy, serving the timely needs of Vermont businesses and individuals for more than 20 years. By Downs Racklin and Martin Attorneys, helping leading technology companies to protect and commercialize their intellectual property around the world. By CJAD 800, Radio Cum Laude. Funding for the program.
Tune in tonight at 8 on VPT.
Insecurities test the love of young couple in F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Sensible Thing.
Dearest George, I don't know if I can do.
Do other men come to see you very often?
The roar of some great beast.
You said there were other cases in this area?
Yeah, mostly from other houses along Harmon Brook. Bacterial infection, but this particular strain is a stubborn cuss. It's cropped up hereabouts in some form or another ever since colonial days.
Who are you?
Who are you?
My name is Peter Wood. What's yours?
Charity Payne. Folk have changed.
You're quite a beauty, Charity.
Charity, Father has asked me to fetch some water if thou would not mind. Our well has been tainted. We can drink not from it.
Of course, Ursula. As much as you need. Did I tell thee of what I saw while I was abed with fever? Boxes in which can be seen the likenesses of people and things many leagues distant. Likenesses? Ursula Miller said an ill thing to me today. Said it was an untruth about the 13 states. Avowed that I was devil-ridden.
Charity? Did you say devil-ridden?
Oh, Mercy. Mercy, no.
Charity, what is it?
Obadiah Payne! Obadiah, I would speak with your daughter Charity.
Speak with me, if you would reprimand her. What mischief she's up to this time?
A terrible summer it has been, Obadiah, fraught with death and disease. And now old Master Croft Hugh has delivered a monstrous lamb with a pinched-up face and a third eye.
Great God.
It would do you no good to blaspheme, Obadiah. Witchcraft's afoot again, and some say your Charity's at the bottom of it.
My Charity is no witch.
That would be for me to decide. Bring it to me.
Nay. I'll not have her stand accused by the like of you. You go. You'll not speak to her. I'll not allow it.
As you wish, Obadiah.
No! No!
Charity! No! No, girl! Charity!
Father, leave me well. Leave me well.
'Tis not, girl. 'Twill heal in time. Charity, forgive me. I failed thee when thou needed me most.
Nay, Father, thou hast never failed me. Leave him be. You've hurt him enough.
Take him to Master Trowbridge. He'll mend him. I wish to speak with thee inside.
Oh, my God. What have I done?
Look at me, Charity Payne. I said, look at me. How long have ye been a witch, Charity Payne?
I am no witch.
What demon did you take to be your lover? And where did you consummate your unholy union?
I do avow in the sight of God I know nothing of demons or of witchcraft.
Invoke not the Lord, Charity Payne. His name given voice by witch's breath is sacrilege indeed. But if you be telling true, 'tis simple to discover. I must search your body for witch marks. Come. Take off thy frock.
Faith Tanner was brought before ye last year. Was she not, Squire?
Aye. And I asked her then what I ask you now. And finding no witch marks, I judged she be telling true and released her most featly.
Why was then she was weeping when she left ye?
I know not. Tears of gratitude, mayhap? Come, take off thy frock.
Your search for witch marks is a long and thorough one.
Aye, it must be thorough, for the devil's ways are cunning. Now take off thy frock, I command it.
Do ye truly believe in witches, Squire Hacker?
If ye would avoid public trial and condemnation.
Dammy! I'll see you burn for this, Charity Payne!
Are you all right?
For the moment.
I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. I should have known better.
Nay, 'tis my time. 'Twas I who should have known better. But, Peter, stay with me, if thou wouldst. I am in sore need of a friend just now.
I'll be right here, Charity. Look, you can't go back there. If that sleazy squire has any influence in the court, you just fixed yourself for good.
Influence? Mary, he is the court. He is the judge.
Oh, damn. Could you make your way to Boston? Or to New York? I mean, New Amsterdam.
Leave my home forever? Nay, and I would not dare the trip. For the moment, I would hide in a cave nearby. There is a trail on the other side of the brook which is stomped by a herd of deer. Mayhap their scent will throw off any pack in my pursuit.
They'll use dogs to track you?
Aye, on the morrow.
You live in a savage age, Charity.
Aye, 'tis fortunate we have not invented the bomb. Peter? All those books I see around thee, would there be one that might recount the history of these colonies?
Sure, plenty. Why?
Would you look in one and see what befell me?
Beau loves whiskers, like nothing else he's ever tried.
The very first time we tried it, Bo loved it.
What a difference. I wish we had known about it earlier, because he would have been eating it his whole life.
Charity, we've been at this for hours, and I still can't find any record of a Charity Payne tried for witchcraft in or around 1700.
Oh, praise the Lord for that.
Yeah, but these records are by no means complete. I mean, Anstown was a pretty small town. I hate to say it, but I don't think this proves a thing.
I see.
Hey, but I'm sure we'll find something that says you were tried and found innocent of the charges.
Once accused and put on trial, no one is found innocent. But thank you for trying.
We still have 2 more hours till the library closes. Still have time to... Wait a minute. Did you say that squire's name was Hacker?
I?
Then look at this. Jonas Hacker. Born Liverpool, England, date uncertain. Squire Hacker, a resident of Anstown, C.F. Aniston, was tried and convicted of the willful murder of 2 sailors. The trial was posthumous, several months after his decease from natural causes in 1704. The sentence, death by hanging, which, since it could not be imposed, was commuted to the forfeiture of his sizable estate to the crown.
Mary, I remember well when those men disappeared. A ship's captain and a common sailor. They were said to have a great sack of gold for some business with Squire. But Hacker said they never arrived at his house.
While the motivation and details of the murder may have been open to question, the evidence was clear-cut. The details are these. Charity, I want you to go to your parson's house. He can protect you better than your father till your trial.
Must I be tried?
Charity, you're going to insist upon it.
Charity Payne, are you willing to swear upon the book?
I do swear to speak naught but the truth.
Charity Payne, do you deny being a witch?
I do.
You do be one?
Nay, I do deny it.
What of the monstrous lamb born of Master Croft's ewe? Was it the work of Satan?
I know not.
Was it then the work of God?
I know not.
You hold that he might create such a monster?
I know naught about it.
You deny saying that this colony and its neighbors will in due course make war against our king?
Nay, I do not deny that.
Did you tell Mistress Ursula Miller that ye had flown a great journey through the air?
I did tell Ursula that one day folk would travel in that wise. I did tell her that I had seen such travels through eyes other than mine own. I am blessed with a sort of second sight.
Blessed or cursed? What evil things do you see with this second sight?
God permits it. It cannot be accursed. Most oftentimes, I see the world as it will one day be. Such things are no more and no less evil than those we see around us.
Do you use this devilish power to spy on your neighbors?
'Tis not devilish, and I cannot see into the doings of my neighbors, except...
What? Speak up, girl. Except what?
Once, I did perceive by my seeing a most foul murder.
Murder?
Aye, to tell true, 2 murders. Men whose corpses lie buried in a dark cellar close unto this very spot, unhallowed. Between them lies a great satchel of gold guineas, now half empty.
A cellar?
Aye, a root cellar. Be like the place where one would keep winter apples. Do ye wish me to speak more of it?
Nay, thy words have
the ring of truth about them. Charity Payne has put her hand upon the book and sworn to tell true. An act I opine she could scarce perform were she a witch. Does any person differ with me? Nay. Very well. Now, Master Trowbridge holds that the lambing at Master Croft's was the result of some noxious plant on Master Croft's pasture, not of witchcraft. And that the cholera, which has afflicted us, comes from naught but drinking bad water. He advises boiling it. I prefer to add a little rum. Now, as to the second sight, Charity has laid claim to it, and I called it devilish to test her. But second sight is not witchcraft, as you all know. My own grandmother had it, and a better woman ne'er lived. I hold it to be a gift of God. Does any dispute me? Nay. I would warn Charity to be cautious about what she sees and tells. For second sight can lead to grievous disputes. I do not hold with her story about the two murdered men, although I think that in her sight she speaks true. If any has aught knowledge of such a dire crime, let him step forth and speak. Then, by the authority conferred upon me by His Excellency the Governor, I declare that Charity Payne is innocent of the charges brought. She may be released.
Peter?
Yes, Charity?
Oh, thank you again, Peter. I'm beholden to thee.
Oh, forget it. Look, I got you into this mess in the first place. Anyway, it all worked out the way it did because, well, that's the way it happened, you see?
Not truly. How do we know Squire won't dig up those old bones and burn them?
Well, because he didn't. 4 years from now, he'll die and somebody will find them.
Peter, I am afeard it must be wrong. Thee and me talking together like this, and knowing what is to be and what is not.
What do you mean? What could be wrong with it?
I fear for my family, for my father. I dare not risk his safety again.
Look, Charity, we'll just be more careful next time, that's all.
Even the most careful of people oftentimes make mistakes. Nay, I think 'twere better you should stay in your time, and I in mine.
Charity, you are the first real friend I ever had.
Thou shalt have others, Peter, and they shall be proud to call thee a friend, e'en as I am.
Thank you, Charity. Thank you for everything.
And you, Peter. Thou hast shown me a world I would ne'er have known. I shall carry that world with me the rest of my days. Goodbye, Peter.
Charity, please.
And God bless thee.
He reached out with his mind, searching for some trace of her, but found only silence. Peter Wood was alone.
See you later.
A new year with new friends and a new confidence. And in time, he began to doubt whether it had ever really happened. Until one day...
Peter?
Charity?
For a minute, please, Peter. Only for a minute. But I had to tell you. There is a message.
A what?
Look at Bear Rock, Peter. Under the bear's jaw, on the left side.
Charity.
Harmon Brook is very different today. Its water is not quite as pure. Its banks lined with tract homes and shopping centers. But Bear Rock is still there, and so is a message from a girl long gone, and yet not really gone in heart and mind. A last remembrance of friendship and first love. A love that will live only and always. In the Twilight Zone.
Tune in to TV 22 this weekend. Saturday night at 6:30, watch Runaway with the Rich and Famous. Followed at 7 by Star Trek The Next Generation. And at 11:15, it's Roller Games. Sunday night at 11:15, watch War of the Worlds. That's weekends here on TV 22.
Next on the new Twilight Zone, catch a leprechaun and he'll give you what you wish.
I'd like to have X-ray vision.
What? Then make you wish you hadn't.
Vermont Music has the largest selection of sheet and book music in the state of Vermont. Vermont Music has something for everyone's musical need, for amateur or professional alike.
Or this number.
Looking for invigoration. Looking for exhilaration. Trying a real refreshing drink.
Sweet and tops.
Ocean spray pink.
Shocking pink. Electric pink. Pink.
Ocean spray pink.
Refresh yourself with sweet, tart Ocean Spray Pink Grapefruit Juice Cocktail.
Flashing pink. Refreshing pink. Pink.
Ocean spray pink.
Refreshing Ocean Spray Pink Grapefruit Juice Cocktail.
Ocean spray pink.
Tomorrow on 2020, Barbara Walters interviews Ted Turner. That's our report for tonight. I'm Ted Koppel in Washington. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
This has been ABC News Nightline. If you wish a printed transcript of this or any Nightline broadcast, please send $3 to Nightline Transcripts, 267 Broadway, New York, New York, 10007, or call area code 212-227-READ.
This has been a presentation of ABC News, where more Americans get their news than from any other source.
Is there anyone out there who still isn't clear about what doing drugs does? Okay, last time. This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Come to Rogers Ski Outlet for 50% off. Manufacturer's suggested retail price on clothing, skis, snowboards, up to 80% off boots. Sale begins February 23rd. Rogers Ski Outlet, Route 7, South Burlington.
Secret
Rose Lincoln Mercury is now settled into its new ultra-modern location at 4440 Highway 440. Mr. St. Jules and his team are waiting for you with incredible low prices. Brand new installations, a brand new garage, the very latest for fast, efficient service. And get this, no appointment necessary. For a limited time, pay only $4,999 for this 1990 Ranger pickup or this 1989 Festiva L. $4,999. Incredible. Come and check it out for yourself at St. Rose Lincoln Mercury, 4440 Highway 440.
Abortion. Until July 3rd, 1989, we all thought the U.S. Supreme Court was going to decide this issue once and for all. We were wrong. Instead, the Supreme Court said your state government would have to decide whether or not to restrict abortions. So now this issue will not be decided by the Supreme Court, nor you or I as voters, but by a handful of politicians in your state government. Now, even though you can't officially decide this issue at your ballot box, you can make a difference right now. Thanks to Speak Out America, you can telegram your personal message to your governor and to the key leaders of your state government without spending a lot of time and money. By calling the 900 number that expresses your personal opinion, your name and address will be added to either pro-life telegrams demanding restrictions be increased or pro-choice telegrams demanding the choice be left to the woman. This is your chance to let your state government know exactly what you want them to do. No governor or state legislature can afford to ignore tens of thousands of voters who voice their opinion. Don't let a few politicians decide this crucial issue for you. Let them know what you want and hold them accountable. If you don't speak out, they can vote any way they want. This issue is too important to every one of us to let anyone decide it without us. Let your legislature know exactly what you demand. Speak out, and you will be heard. Please add your name to the telegrams of your choice right now. Here's how.
Don't let your state leaders decide this crucial issue without you. Let them know what you want right now. To add your name to pro-life telegrams, call 1-900-468-4600. 1-900-468-4600. To add your name to pro-choice telegrams, call 1-900-468-4601. 1-900-468-4601.
Watch Star Trek The Next Generation Saturday night at 7 on TV 22.
I got just two things to say about this cereal. Boring. It's too simple. These days you gotta add oats or straw hay or something. This is nothing but flakes. Oh, all right, the taste is good. I'm kind of shocked that something this simple tastes this good. You know, I think your simplicity angle will work after all. This cereal might just make it.
Kellogg's Cornflakes.
Cornflakes? Hey, can I pick a winner or what?
Taste them again for the first time. The Russian disappeared. Invisible.
This thing could park a couple of hundred warheads off Washington and New York.
Stolen.
He's defecting. The Russians know this, which is why they've been trying to seek him for the past 2 days.
The hunt is on.
Now you want us to help you hunt him down, kill him?
Battle stations.
Give the man a chance.
From the director of Die Hard.
Torpedo is an acquisition!
From the best-selling novel by Tom Clancy.
We sail into history.
The Hunt for Red October. March 2nd.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Powers. These dogs are not waiting to be adopted by a caring family. They're about to be used in laboratory tests that can inflict tremendous suffering and agonizing death. I'm not talking about medical testing to find a cure for a disease. I'm talking about animal testing conducted for consumer products. Animals are burned, shocked, starved, and poisoned to test everything from household cleaners to cosmetics. Did you know that if your dog or cat were lost and taken to a pound, they could be sold to be used in these torturous tests? It's just not right. By calling this 900 number right now, your name will be added to 535 telegrams that will be delivered to every congressman and U.S. senator demanding that they pass a currently proposed law that limits animal testing for non-essential, non-medical products. Please help us.
Call 1-900-386-8600 now.
No. Oh, but Mom! No arguments. If you don't do your chores, you don't get to go out with your friends. It's that simple. Now you've got to take out the garbage and clean your room.
Man, parents. Yeah, if they couldn't drive, they'd be useless.
That's the guys. Be back after a while, okay?
Have you done your homework, son?
Yeah, I was just checking it over a minute ago.
Well, don't be gone too long, dear. And don't tear up your clothes the way you did last time. And don't slam the door. Buddy!
Consider for a moment, if you were a leprechaun making your home under the roots of trees or in hollows between rocks, wouldn't you want to get away from it all now and then? A winter in Pismo Beach, a summer trip to Disneyland, where no one would even notice you. But if you really were a leprechaun, where else would you vacation? But in the Twilight Zone.
Everything looks okay.
Hey, give me that.
I
tried you for it, remember?
You did not.
I did too. Ask Richie. Hey, Richie, remember what I said?
Listen.
What is it?
You got me. Look. What is that? It's a little man, stupid. But he's like 2 feet tall. That's impossible.
I think it's a leprechaun.
What's a leprechaun?
Well, it's kind of like... Well, it's magic.
Shh. Catch him!
Oh, me brother in heaven. Oh, just, oh, no.
Oh, this way. What this do?
Get off me, you little pisswater. You think you're gonna have it?
Ow! Help me, you guys.
Unhand me, you little heathens. And as soon as the bone in me body, I'll make you pay the price for it. I got it. No, you listen.
Pick him up.
You're not going to get me that. Without the fight.
I got it.
Look at him. He's unbelievable.
Hey, don't be afraid. Why'd you run?
Yeah, we're not gonna hurt you.
All right, then. You've bettered me. But let's be, then. Well, come, I've no time to waste. This is me vacation, you know. I've places to go and kinfolk to visit. It's a bigger country than I would have thought. It's a long time to get from place to place, especially when I'm always being set upon by young hoodlums, all wanting to know if I'm an extraterrestrial being. Well, sure and begorra, the answer is no. I was born here. Been here longer than the sum of your ages times 7.
35, carry the 3. That's 340.
And 7 times that, sonny. So let's have it and I'll be on my way.
Well, have what?
Why, the wishes, of course. What else?
Wishes. We get wishes.
What do you mean, wishes?
You are a primitive country, aren't you? My brother was right. I am a leprechaun.
Told you.
You spotted me. You may have 3 wishes if you so desire. You may, of course, give your wishes to the local charity of your choice, though few ever do.
3 wishes? Anything?
In this case, 1 wish apiece would be most fair. Who's first?
Flip. Heads.
Heads. Tails.
Buddy, come on, it's getting late. Yeah, man, I gotta go.
It's hard, you guys. Just wait till it's your turn. I mean, I could wish to cure cancer or have world peace or like that.
I don't think you could bring our stuff that big.
Anything.
Buddy.
Well, what I want most is really dumb, but...
It's your wish, man. Yeah, go for it.
Well, if one of you wish for something bigger, I'd like to have X-ray vision.
What? Done. You'll have it tomorrow.
What'd you wish that for?
Well, you know, like to see girls and...
And thanks a lot for including us.
He didn't give me a chance to.
Gentlemen, please, your wishes.
I want to sleep on mine. What are we gonna do with him?
Take him home?
Go home with you. It's true I'm obliged to stay until after your wishes are granted. But that doesn't mean I have to go to your miserable hovels and hear all about your domestic problems and look at your awful television programs. Oh, you little cretins.
Well, how do we know you won't run away?
'Cause it's against the rules, Sonny. I can't run away.
Well, all right, I guess. Let's go.
Primitives, I to tell.
So, anything?
Nah. First thing this morning, I tried looking through the cleaning lady's sweater. Nothing. He's a fraud.
Maybe he wasn't really there. Yeah, like we dreamed it or something.
Yeah, something's happening.
Buddy?
It's working, guys.
Buddy?
In the 1950s, relieving nighttime cold symptoms took a lot of different medications. In the 1960s, NyQuil combined those medications into one. But today there's something even they don't give you. All ingredients at maximum strength. Introducing Benadryl Plus Nighttime Cold Formula, a maximum strength formula for nighttime relief.
Good night, honey.
With new maximum strength Benadryl Plus nighttime, the rest is easy.
People don't chew Trident just because more dentists and their families chew Trident than all other sugarless gums combined. They chew it for a more important reason. They like the taste.
Cuts the dust.
The bus is coming!
Trident, all that good stuff and great taste too.
At CIBC, we built something extra into an RRSP, a plan that could help you retire a millionaire.
Over time, our 10 RRSP options, including mutual funds and competitive rates, could make it happen.
And we'll back it with service, like a tax receipt, usually on the spot. So come in and get us working for you.
After all, everybody wants a comfortable retirement. At CIBC, we want yours to feel like a million.
Branches open till 9 p.m., February 26 to 28, midnight, March 1st.
Countryside Auto Glass. Countryside Auto Glass.
Vermont Music has the largest selection of sheet and book music in the state of Vermont. Vermont Music has something for everyone's musical need, for amateur or professional alike. A large selection of drums, cymbals, and percussion instruments to keep your beat steady with all the brand names. Our amplifiers, preamps, switches, and related electronic equipment is state-of-the-art. It looks like our musicians' fingers have picked from our large array of acoustical and electrical guitars. Save up to 40% on keyboards, drums, amps, acoustic, and electric guitars. Vermont Music in the Burlington Square Mall.
Feeling any better?
Yeah, I think it's wearing off. I can just barely see Richie's underwear.
I can see Richie's underwear. You're back to normal. That was a pretty dirty thing to do.
Oh, was it now? I removed the wish without penalizing you, didn't I? Oh, you have 2 wishes left, do you not? Well?
Yeah, thanks.
That's better. Dirty thing to do indeed. I am the cause of your wishes. I've nothing whatever to do with their effect, though I'm glad this lad got his comeuppance, the little deviant. And you could have brought me something proper to eat, you know.
There's plenty of chips and candy bars here.
Here, I brought you a blanket. I'll bring you some food tomorrow.
I don't want a blanket. I want you to make your blithering wishes.
JP, you go next.
Well, I've been thinking about it. And I think it should include all 3 of us. And it should lead to other things. Not just a one-shot deal. I wish that all 3 of us could make our parents do exactly what we tell them to do.
That's cool.
All right. Done. You'll have it tonight. And you?
I'm still sleeping on it.
Ah, Lordy, 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 Lord.
Mom? Yes, dear? Give me $20 for some records. Yes, dear. Mom? Yes, dear? For dinner tonight, I'd like pizza, cookies, and a chocolate milkshake. Oh, and make that for 3 in the TV room. Yes, dear.
I don't know. They're not home yet.
Hey, what are you talking about? They're in the car.
Mom? Dad?
Tell them to do something.
Dad, bark like a dog. Mom, sing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see light on the early light? What so proudly we hailed at the twilight last week, who brought stripes and bright stars.
Need a lift?
Yeah, to my house. We're gonna have a party.
All right.
Okay, Dad, let's cruise. Dad?
Yes, son?
Take the car home. I'll call you when I want you to come back, okay?
Yes, son.
Mom, you're supposed to be fixing dinner. What's the matter?
Nothing, dear.
Tell her. What? You have to tell her. They'll do exactly what we tell them to.
Oh, man.
Mom, make us dinner.
Yes, dear.
The pizza, Mom, it's in the freezer. Get it out. Okay, put it in the oven. No! You gotta take it out of the box. It's upside down. Turn it over. Okay, now turn on the oven. Not all the way. All right, close the oven door. Oh, man.
Ugh, wretched lot this. Ugh, you Americans eat them like popcorn, don't you now?
You think you're pretty smart, don't you?
I know I'm smart. That's better than thinking.
You know we're gonna have to use up our last wish just to get our parents back to normal.
I don't know. I could get used to him this way.
Not me. Too much work.
Well, never let it be said that Sean McGool was a stingy man. Go ahead, make your final wish. Your parents will be fine.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Well, come. You can't keep me here forever. Make your final wish and I'll be on your way.
Well, I want something real. Something I can touch.
Something simple.
Something with no tricks. How about a car?
For us, neat.
Wait a minute, guys. We can't drive. So, a car with a driver.
Fancy car.
A fast car. All right, I want a fancy, fast car. New, not a piece of junk. Yeah, I want a new, really hot, state-of-the-art automobile with, endless gasoline. And a driver who can drive without us telling him what to do. A mind of his own.
Done. You'll have it in 5 minutes. Me cane place. You have no further hold on me. So?
There it is, man.
Look at that thing.
Oh, it's great, man. What a car!
Faster, come on. Go. Step on it, driver.
Oh, faster!
Let's go.
Hey, it's a cop. How fast are we going? Driver, pull over.
Why won't he listen?
You said a mind of his own, Richie.
All right, boys. You want to talk about how you come to be in the back seat of a stolen car?
A hot car. Little turkey tricked us again.
We should have cured cancer.
Officer, if we told you, you just wouldn't believe us.
All right, then. Let's get their parents down here.
Wish I'd let him go.
Hey, look.
You get your wish. It's on me. Gentlemen, take care of yourselves. I like the looks of you.
What can I do for you boys?
What is it? Nothing. We just, dropped in to say hi.
Yes, sir, and to tell you that you're doing a fine job, right, buddy?
Yeah, fine job, you bet.
Well, we gotta go now.
Fine job.
Bye.
Sometimes it's wonderful to be in a hospital, like when you've just given birth to the most beautiful baby in the world. Another nice thing that happened to me here was the nurse gave me Kerry lotion. It softened and smoothed my rough, dry skin. I even heard the doctors recommending Kerry, and they were right. Therapeutic Kerry's formula is different from ordinary lotion because it's concentrated. So now my hands are so soft, just like hers.
Kerry lotion. Skin care even hospitals trust.
Vermont Music has the largest selection of sheet and book music in the state of Vermont. Vermont Music has something...
Economy that's in tatters.
I think this election is a good opportunity to us Nicaraguans. I think that we have trouble. The United States doesn't have any trouble. We have been suffering war. We have been suffering economic devastation. We have been suffering mismanagement from the government. And I think it's a good opportunity for us Nicaraguans to solve our troubles. And that is why we are very much concerned for the FSLN acceptance of the results, whatever they may be.
Mr. Lacayo, Mr. Bendanya, I thank you both very much. I know a great many people in the United States are wishing nothing more for you than that you have a good election on Sunday. Thank you both. The U.S. economy in the new decade will be the topic on Sunday. That's our report for tonight. I'm Ted Koppel in Washington. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
This has been Nightline.
This has been a presentation of ABC News.
where more Americans get their news than from any other source.
Come to Rogers Ski Outlet for 50% off. Manufacturer's suggested retail price on clothing, skis, snowboards, up to 80% off boots. Sale begins February 23rd. Rogers Ski Outlet, Route 7, South Burlington.
Hello, I'm Tony Franciosa. You know, there has been a lot of news that you've seen and read lately about hair loss, yet so few of the millions of men and women who suffer with the problem of thinning hair know the real answers. You should know that there are new non-surgical alternatives that are affordable for people who are experiencing hair loss. This information is now available to you by just simply making a phone call, and it's free. If you're concerned about thinning hair, you'll be mailed this newly published booklet, Thinning Hair, What's the Answer? It reveals the newest developments for the age-old problem, hair loss. Call the toll-free number now and you'll receive this specially prepared informational booklet. Don't hesitate. To help solve your hair loss problem, just call to receive the latest techniques in combating hair loss.
To order your free hair care booklet, all you have to do is call toll-free 1-800-543-8300. The booklet, Thinning Hair, What's the Answer, is full of the latest information on hair loss prevention, advice on how to beat thinning hair, and it's absolutely free. So just call toll-free 1-800-543-8300.
I heard that you fix typewriters right. Can you fix all this?
Yes, Dorothy, and your big office machines, too. The Wizards at Typewriter Service Vermont do complete overhaul service and preventive maintenance contracts. Come see our name brands and a new Brother color copier. How's that, Dorothy?
God, that was so fast. Thank you.
Abortion. Until July 3rd, 1989, we all thought the U.S. Supreme Court was going to decide this issue once and for all. We were wrong. Instead, the Supreme Court said your state government would have to decide whether or not to restrict abortions. So now this issue will not be decided by the Supreme Court, nor you or I as voters, but by a handful of politicians in your state government. Now, even though you can't officially decide this issue at your ballot box, you can make a difference right now. Thanks to Speak Out America, you can telegram your personal message to your governor and to the key leaders of your state government without spending a lot of time and money. By calling the 900 number that expresses your personal opinion, your name and address will be added to either pro-life telegrams demanding restrictions be increased or pro-choice telegrams demanding the choice be left to the woman. This is your chance to let your state government know exactly what you want them to do. No governor or state legislature can afford to ignore tens of thousands of voters who voice their opinion. Don't let a few politicians decide this crucial issue for you. Let them know what you want and hold them accountable. If you don't speak out, they can vote any way they want. This issue is too important to every one of us to let anyone decide it without us. Let your legislature know exactly what you demand. Speak out, and you will be heard. Please add your name to the telegrams of your choice right now. Here's how.
Don't let your state leaders decide this crucial issue without you. Let them know what you want right now. To add your name to pro-life telegrams, call 1-900-468-4600. 1-900-468-4600. To add your name to pro-choice telegrams, call 1-900-468-4601. 1-900-468-4601.
Watch Star Trek The Next Generation Saturday night at 7 on TV 22.
Aren't most mouthwashes the same? They just freshen breath.
Wrong. Listermint with fluoride strengthens your teeth, too.
Hey, I don't need fluoride. My teeth are strong enough.
Wrong. Not in areas between teeth where your toothbrush can't reach. You need Listermint with fluoride. Listermint penetrates the vulnerable enamel between teeth and rebuilds it to make teeth stronger.
Listermint will make me a better kisser.
Possibly, but it will definitely freshen breath and strengthen teeth. Listermint with fluoride.
That's right.
It's never been like this. Sweet dreams you can't resist. A dream as sweet as this. N-E-S-T-L-E-S. Alpine white. Creamy light. Alpine white's the very best. N-E-S-T-L-E-S. Sweet dreams you can't resist.
Vermont Music has the largest selection of sheet and book music in the state of Vermont. Vermont Music has something for everyone's musical need for amateur or professional alike. A large selection of drums, cymbals, and percussion instruments to keep your beat steady with all the brand names. Our amplifiers, preamps, switches, and related electronic equipment is state-of-the-art. It looks like our musicians' fingers have picked from our large array of acoustical and electrical guitars. Save up to 40% on keyboards, drums, amps, acoustic, and electric guitars. Vermont Music in the Burlington Square Mall.
She has 9 years of television experience. She spent 6 years as a television news reporter. She has 5 years experience as a news anchor. Judy Simpson, news director and 6 o'clock news anchor of News Center 22. No one on local television is more competent, and no other anchor gets to the heart of the news in a way that will captivate your interest. Judy Simpson, news director and news anchor. Unparalleled competence on News Center 22, weeknights at 6 beginning Monday.
It's been said that all good things come to those who wait. This is Willie Gardner, a man whose lifetime of waiting is about to end. Willie Gardner, a man with limited space, limited horizons, and limited contact with humanity. People float in and out of his life like flotsam and jetsam washing up on the beach. But the law of salvage is about to change all that. Today, Willie is going to find something very valuable on his particular beach, in the Twilight Zone.
Hi, Willie.
Why?
Candy.
Candy, right.
I was just wondering, Willie, you don't mind that I call you Willie, do you?
No, I don't mind.
I was just wondering if you'd like to go for a walk, or take in a movie, something nice.
You mean go out? Me and you?
Yeah.
Well, I don't get it. I mean, we don't even talk other than you need change for the payphone or something.
Well, sometimes it takes time to get to know someone. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Well, okay, if that's the way you feel.
No, wait. Hey, I really would like to go out with you. That'd be real nice.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, we could go for a walk. How about tonight?
Yeah, sure. As long as you got $50.
Nobody rides for free, Willie.
Very funny. Checkout time, 12 o'clock. Checkout time, 12 o'clock. Good morning, Mrs. Kutuba. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm just fine, Mr. Gardner. And how are you?
Fine, thank you.
About the rent, I'm sorry I'm late again, and I know that. But you see, my checks is late.
I understand. Mrs. Kutuba, does it ever bother you? I mean, being around all these one-nighters?
Where can I move for my Social Security?
I guess you're right. Mrs. Kutuba, yeah, don't worry about the rent. If the landlord asks for it again, I'll cover for you.
Ah, such a nice boy, Billy. You know what? You should find a nice girl, get married, have some kids.
Unfortunately, I don't get to meet many nice girls around here, Mrs. Kutuba.
Well, that's a shame. That's all I can say.
Nah, it's all right. It's no problem.
Bye.
Checkout time, 12 o'clock. Checkout time. I wish I had a nickel for every old piece of luggage ever left in this hotel. One, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110. This is gonna take forever. Wait a minute. I wish I had an ice cold root beer, just like I used to have when I was a kid. This is great. What do I need you guys for? I can have anything I want. And this is my new bedspread. It's what they call a blend. It's 50% something and 50% something else, but you'd be surprised. It almost feels like real fur. Mary, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm expecting some other guests.
Hey! Lee? How's it going?
Fine, Annie. Just fine. Thanks for coming. Hi, Candy.
Hi, Willie. Thanks for inviting us. Hey, Willie. What's a girl gotta do to get a drink around
What are you doing? It's not for the TV. It's busted. No, it's not for the TV. It's for the stereo. It's not busted. Watch. Volume up. Volume down. Volume up. Volume down. Hey, Willie, that's a real cool stereo, man. How come I never seen it before?
Oh, well, maybe you just never noticed it before.
You never had no party?
Well, that could be it.
You're a funny guy, Willie. I never knew that about you.
Well, there's a lot you don't know about me.
Willie,
Son of a gun. You really know your wine. Thank you very much.
It's a real bouquet.
Thanks.
It's positively lousy with bouquet.
Listen, if you like it that much, why don't you take a bottle when you're ready to leave?
No kidding.
Sure, take two if you like.
Gee, thanks.
Hey, that's really generous of you, Willie.
That's nothing.
You're fresh, old buddy.
I hope you're not leaving now.
Yo, Willie, that sucker stole the last 3 bottles of wine.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. No, please, calm down, everybody. There's plenty more where that came from. I'll go get it.
Oh, I'll go with you.
No, that's okay. You stay here and enjoy yourself. I'll just be a minute. I wish I had another case of my favorite sparkling champagne. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, Mrs. Kudaba.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gardner. Sounds that you have lots of fun down there in your place.
We are. Why don't you come on down and join us?
Nothing personal, but some of your friends are hoodlums.
Oh, they're not so bad. Come on down. Have some fun.
No, I'm told for that kind of thing.
Okay, shoot yourself.
Good night, Mr. Gardner.
Kudaba.
We're going to do an experiment to prove to you and my special assistant, Bobby, that Crispix stays crispy in milk. Go ahead, Bobby. That's it. Fill it up. We'll be right back.
The Russian disappeared. Invisible.
This thing could park a couple of 100 warheads off Washington and New York.
Stolen.
He's defecting. The Russians know this, which is why they've been trying to seek him for the past 2 days.
The hunt is on.
Now you want us to help you hunt him down and kill him?
Battle stations.
Give the man a chance.
From the director of Die Hard.
Torpedo is an acquisition!
From the best-selling novel by Tom Clancy.
We sail into history.
The Hunt for Red October. March 2nd.
We're back. Give it a try, Bobby. You heard it. Scientific proof that Crispix stays crispy and very tasty in milk. See? Learning can be fun. Crispix. Crispix.
Next time on an all-new episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation. An enterprise from the past rips through time and alters the future.
I'm supposed to be dead.
Now, Lieutenant Yar lives again to help the crew fight a devastating battle.
This war's not supposed to be happening. You've got to send those people back to correct this.
And one daring team must die to save the Federation from destruction. On an all-new episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Saturday night at 7 on TV 22.
On the next War of the Worlds, a daring reporter snaps the photos that can expose the aliens.
The greatest story since the tearing down of the Berlin Wall.
The pictures that can blow the Blackwood team's cover.
Better find this guy before it hits the morning edition.
And jeopardizes all of their lives.
Anyone who finds out about them usually ends up dead.
Just find him and kill him.
The photographic evidence worth dying for on an all-new War of the Worlds.
Sunday night at 11:15 on TV 22.
Kind of stuffy in here. Why don't we go someplace where we can talk?
Okay.
It's out here, isn't it?
Really pretty.
Kind of makes you forget what's out there in the streets.
Candy, what is that short for?
Beats me. My real name's not Candy. It's Lisa. Candy's just my street name. You think that's funny?
Oh, no, I like it.
What, Lisa?
Well, yeah, that too, but I mean, I really like that you told me your real name.
Yeah, well, listen, Willie. What's a nice guy like you doing without a girlfriend? Don't you like girls?
I like you.
Yeah? Well, maybe that could work out, you know what I mean?
Not really.
Well, I could be nice to you, and you could be nice to me.
I don't understand.
Well, you know, you could take me out and buy me things, get me a nice place to live.
Buy you things. Get you a nice place to live.
Yeah, you could even stay there sometimes. Sounds nice, huh?
Candy, Lisa, Candy, I'm not just looking for a girlfriend. I'm looking for someone who likes me for myself, not just for the stuff that I own.
Hey, don't get me wrong. Really?
Let's go back to the party. Come on.
You throw a great party, Willie. Yo,
checking out your TV set. Great color. Now, I was wondering, there's this big game on tomorrow night, and could I borrow it? Just for the day, you understand. Serious?
Serious. Take it.
You got it. Thanks, man.
Sure.
Hey, Willie. Did you just give him that TV?
Yeah. What's it to you?
Oh, why didn't you give me the stereo then?
Be my guest.
Really?
Thanks, Willie. Hey, Willie, how about this vase? That's kind of nice.
Take them. Go ahead, all of you. Knock yourselves out. Take whatever you want, and then just leave me alone, okay? still my friend, aren't you? Well, at least you're honest about it.
Hey, Willie! Party's over?
What can I do for you, gentlemen?
That depends.
Depends on what.
On what you got.
I don't got anything. It's late. I appreciate you dropping by.
Hey! You shouldn't be so rude to your friends, Willie.
You're not my friends. Look, you guys don't fool me anymore.
Keep an eye on him. Hey, get out of there! What do you think you're doing? Stay put. Watch your step. What are you guys looking for? Raw piece of whatever you got, go!
I ain't got nothing going.
Now look, I don't know if you knocked over a bank or what, but we want our cut of the action.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh? Wait, are you calling me a liar? Did Willie here just call me a liar?
Sounded like it to me.
Well, this insults me, Willie. I do not like when people call me a liar. Willie. Now look, I'm gonna make this real simple for you, Willie. You come across with whatever it is that you got, or I will cut your heart out and show it to you before you hit the ground.
Okay, I get the idea.
Smart boy, Willie. Now, what do you got for us?
I got this for you.
Get him! Come on! You went this way, come on! You are dead, big for! Hey, you guys, what are you doing there? I'm calling the cops!
Not here.
I can't take another fall, man. I'm still on parole.
You're on your own, Danny. I'm out of here.
Hey! Where'd the guy go? Can't just disappear.
Thank you for working.
Hey! Hey! Hey, open up! Hey! Hey! Hey,
Hello?
Fire eater! I'm eating fire ant, Neva!
Not much longer, Doug. We'll be splashing in the lake.
God, must be 100 degrees. Think it's up to 100 yet?
Probably more. Oh, Mr. Ritter said it's hottest July in 16, 17 years.
Look!
darned. You stopped.
I'll be darned. I did. Where are you going?
I'll think of someplace. Go on, get going. It's after us.
What?
The sun. What do you think? Go on, get going or we'll all go mad. Ain't this the summer when the 17-year locust is supposed to come back? I say, it's...
I don't know.
It is. This is the summer. I know. I can feel it. Yes, sir. War of the world. If there can be 17-year locusts, why not
17-year people?
Sure. Or 24-year people, or 57-year people. I mean, we're so used to people growing up, getting married, having kids. We don't stop to think. Maybe there's other ways of people coming into the world. Maybe like locusts.
Like locusts?
And who's to say there ain't genetic evil in the world?
What kind of evil did you say?
Genetic, ma'am. In the blood. People born evil, grown evil. Evil, no changes down the line.
You mean people who start out bad stay at it?
You got the sum, boy. If there are people everyone says are angel fine from their first sweet breath to their last, why not sheer orneriness? From January 1st to December 31st, 365 days a year.
I never thought of it that way.
What if the intense heat, I mean the really hot heat of a day like this, just baked the ornery man right out of river mud? Been buried down there 57 years like a damn larva waiting to be born. And he shakes himself awake, looks around, full grown, climbs out of the hot mud into the world. And then after a while, along about dark, his old carcass splits wide open, like a snap bean. And out he steps, fresh born, young again, eyes blazing, and says, I think I'll eat me some summer.
What?
Eat me some summer, boy. Look at them trees. Ain't that a whole dinner? That grass down there, by golly, that's a feast. Them sunflowers, there's breakfast. Tar paper on top of that house, there's lunch. And gee, Hossafat, that lake down the road, there's dinner wine. Drink it all until the bottom dries up and splits wide open.
I'm getting kind of thirsty, Aunt Eva.
Thirsty? Hell, boy. Thirst don't describe the state of a man who's been waiting in the hot mud 50 years and then gets born only to die again in one day. Not only thirst, but hunger. Hunger. Not only the trees and the flowers, the white, hot, panting dogs, all the cats in the county. And just glutton happy begins to, why not get around? How's this strike you? Eat people.
What?
I mean people. Fried, cooked, boiled, and parboiled. Men, women, boys, ladies, fill up the menu. Sharpen your teeth. Lick your chops. Dinner is on.
Stop! Out!
What?
Out!
Here?
Here, right now. Just get out.
But ma'am,
I got a load of Bibles in the back. A pistol with silver bullets here under the steering wheel. I got a box of crucifixes under the seat. A wooden stake taped to the axle and a hammer in the glove box. I got holy water in the radiator filled early this morning at 3 churches on the way. The steam will get you from that alone. Now, out, 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 out!
Nuts.
I never heard you talk like that before.
And you never will again, Doug.
Was what you said true?
Not a word.
You lied.
I